Hi lovelies! Our adventures on the grill continue today with 3 delicious grilled fish ideas. Now, I absolutely love fish on the grill. I think it's always so super tasty. And of course, it is a total sign that summer has arrived. We're getting started today with a grilled lime salmon topped with this incredibly fresh corn salsa. Doesn't that sound amazing? I know, right? First up, we are making our honey lime marinade for our salmon. I've got a little bit of canola oil in my bowl. I just wanted to use a flavorless oil here. To that, I'm going to add some honey, some soy sauce, some minced garlic, and some red pepper flakes. I'm also going to hit this with the zest and juice of a lime. You wanna make sure you get tons of great lime flavor in here. That is really the predominant flavor that we're going for. And then we whisk, people. Salmon is such a great grilling fish because it's nice and firm and stays in one piece. We're just going to pour all of this delicious marinade over top of it. Make sure it is nice and covered. We're going to get this into the refrigerator for at least an hour. You want to give it a chance to soak up all that flavor, and then we will get it to the grill. When it's time to grill these beauties, low and slow is always the answer, especially when you're using a sugar or honey-based marinade, because of course those sugars like to burn, and what we don't want is for our marinade to burn before our salmon is fully cooked through. Now today I'm using my indoor grill for this job, but of course a barbecue would work really, really well here. Once our salmon has hit that grill, we wanna let it cook away until it is fully cooked through and flakes easily with a fork. If you're cooking this on a traditional grill, I always recommend leaving the lid almost fully closed so that you make sure you're trapping that heat and your salmon will cook a little bit faster. Now, the only thing that can make this delicious honey lime salmon better is to top it with an amazing but super simple corn salsa. So I have got some corn kernels in my bowl. Frozen or canned obviously will work, but fresh is always best, especially this time of year. To that, I'm going to add some finely chopped red bell pepper for a little bit of crunch and some color. I've got a little bit of fresh cilantro headed into my bowl. Then we are going to add some lime zest and juice. This takes a little elbow grease. Good thing I've been working out. Totally lying, I've not been working out. Been doing a lot of ice cream eating, if I'm being really honest. We'll hit this with a little salt and pepper, give it a stir, and it is ready to rock. You could just eat this with a spoon, seriously. Salmon on the grill is simply one of my favorite things in the summertime, so the more of it you can have, the better. Next up, I have a gorgeous Mediterranean snapper dish that is perfect for summertime entertaining. This recipe is just so simple but incredibly delicious. I'm starting with some red snapper. It's also called rockfish, depending on where you're purchasing it. I have cut it into these smaller fillets. I find grilling it in smaller fillets makes it a little bit easier to flip. You want to sort of make it less likely to stick. We're just going to top it with some extra virgin olive oil and some salt and pepper. That is actually it. Snapper is such a beautiful flavor. It doesn't need any more than that. Sometimes things are best when you keep them simple. To complement this beautiful, simple red snapper, we are mixing up an incredible cherry tomato sauce. I've got a skillet heating up on my stove. To that, I'm going to add a little bit of oil. Once my oil is nice and heated through, I'm going to go ahead and add some cherry tomatoes to my pan. Now I'm gonna let these cook for between 3 and 4 minutes. I want them to start to break down and release some of their juices. That's when I know it is time to go ahead and add some Kalamata olives that have been pitted and some roasted red peppers. I love this combination. The olives are nice and salty. The roasted red peppers are nice and sweet. You can imagine that is a lot of tastiness in one pan. Once that's all heated through, we'll go ahead and add a few cloves of minced garlic to this and let that cook for another minute or so. Then I'm going to stir in some freshly chopped parsley and dill, and finally some capers, again, nice and salty. We'll hit this with a little salt and pepper, give it a stir, and it is ready to rock. Honestly, this whole sauce comes together in under 6 minutes on the stove and is so delicious. You could basically spoon it on everything, but it is really, really beautiful when piled on top of this red snapper. Now I'm going to get these cooking on my indoor grill for just a few minutes per side. If you're using an outdoor grill, you don't even have to bother flipping these at all. You can just go ahead and close the lid of your grill and they'll cook through on that one side. Now, one really important note, whether you're using an indoor or an outdoor grill, you wanna make sure it is well greased because these fillets do love to stick, and that is not what we are after. And oh my gosh, you have a summertime main that is just too delicious to deny yourself of. Finally, guys, I am making the most incredible jerk shrimp skewers. Now, I have some shrimp that I've purchased. It's already peeled. We're gonna get these marinating in a really simple marinade. I'm starting with a little bit of oil. Then I'm gonna hit this with some jerk seasoning. I'm really going for it here. I really love jerk seasoning. Today, I'm using a store-bought jerk seasoning, but if you wanna make your own, I have a recipe for that. I will link it in the description box below. It's actually really, really easy to do. To that, we're going to add a good squeeze of lime juice, like so. Finally, I'm gonna hit this with some salt and pepper. I'll give it a good mix and get it into the fridge to hang out in that marinade for between 30 minutes and an hour. Once that's happened, I'm going to go ahead and skewer my shrimp. I am basically going to use 2 shrimp to 1 pineapple. That's my ratio of choice. Now that these are all skewered up, it is time to get them on the grill. Once again, I'm using my handy dandy indoor grill. Outdoor grills are also welcome. 'Tis the season after all. They really take no time at all, which I love. We all know how quickly shrimp cooks. So 2 to 3 minutes per side should be plenty. And what you end up with are these really, really flavorful shrimp skewers that you are going to adore. I love finishing them off by crumbling on some coconut chips. That way you get that jerk spice, that sweet and tangy pineapple, and that mellow coconut flavor. It basically tastes like summer on a stick. No, seriously, you have to try it. Come on, would I jerk you around? All right, guys, I really hope you enjoyed all of these tasty recipes and that you will give them a try in your very own kitchens. If you do, be sure to tweet me, Instagram me, or Snapchat me a photo because you know I always love seeing your creations. Keep in mind the full recipes are in the description box below, so you can take a look for them there. And finally, if you haven't already, be sure to subscribe because there is lots more deliciousness where this came from.